Hello, and welcome to the weekly moon update for the week of November 20th through the 26th. How are we flying through this month so fast? So, we have a first quarter in Pisces week this week. I am using the Healing Waters Oracle for our Oracle deck. I've also decided that in addition to the chakra cards, I'm going to start using the Gemstone Affirmation deck too, so that we'll have a chakra and a gemstone and then an Oracle message to work with. So we're going to try that out for the first time this week. We're starting off with Pisces energy, but it seems like the energy of this week is going to be very intuitive. And I think one of the reasons is we're kind of closing out the Scorpio moon cycle and entering Sagittarius. So these are the last minute, like we have a Pisces moon and a Scorpio sun at the beginning of the week. And I think this extra water energy is giving us this opportunity to cleanse and release any residual things that we need to release, and that's going to help us to find clarity and start thinking about what's ahead, what's to come. So let's jump into the moon energy for this week. So, starting off, we have a first quarter moon. So, the moon is half lit, as you can see here on Monday, and it's the right half that is lit. And that's going to continue to increase until we have our full moon next week. So, the right side of the moon is going to continue to increase throughout the entire week. And we're pretty close to the full moon, will be next Monday. So, by the end of this week on Sunday, we're going to be pretty close to that full moon energy. So, personally for me, and I think one of the reasons why this is, I think because we're in the fall season right now, which is a low energy time. It's not as low energy as winter, but I think we are beginning to slow down a little bit. So, I guess from the waning crescent up into the waxing crescent is really a low energy kind of time, especially in the fall. So we've been kind of moving slowly, and this whole Scorpio season and the Scorpio moon cycle was also was just it was kind of a heavy time. Like it was, I think a lot of us are processing like really big things, whether that's something that came up over in October during the eclipses, or whether it was Scorpio season that brought it up for you. These are like really big things that we've been processing. And I think that's on a collective level. It's certainly something that I've seen within our community, which by the way, if you would like to join our community, I'm putting the Discord link in the description below now if you would like to join us. That's also the best way to stay updated on community events. And I've got a lot of things that I'd like to get done uh, this season. I'd love to do a couple holiday movies as we're heading towards the holiday season. We need to start up with our Legend of Korra watch parties. We've got moon meetings coming up, and I want to do a Book of Spirit moon meeting, and then we have our regular moon meeting for the upcoming moon cycle. So if you're interested in any of those events, hanging out in Discord with us, those are going to be the best way to find those is on Discord. So anyways, just throughout the community, I think I have noticed that people are kind of processing really big things, kind of like core things. And that's just what I've noticed amongst the community. But I do really feel like that is a collective thing. I think maybe just our community is more connected and paying attention to those things that we're processing. Otherwise, I think people that aren't actively on a spiritual path, they are still processing these things too. They're just experiencing it with like life things and processing things that way. It's just kind of a different way of doing it. So, anyways, let's start with if you're watching this live on Sunday, we are currently in Aquarius. So, this brought in that air energy over the weekend to kind of it felt very the Aquarius energy this weekend really felt like just like you could kind of take a deep breath, like this sigh of relief. And the Pisces energy on Monday, which that transition is happening in the morning on Monday around 6 o'clock a.m. All of the times that I use in the Just a Face Moon Planner and in these videos are Eastern Standard Time. So you're probably starting your day off with some void of course energy, which is basically kind of an absence of energy. It's the moon is transitioning from Aquarius to Pisces. So it's kind of in between energy, like transition energy that you might be feeling this Monday morning. And then we'll be in the Pisces energy all day Monday and all day Tuesday and a little bit of Wednesday morning as well. So Pisces again is a water sign, and while Scorpio is that dark and mysterious, deep under the ocean kind of water energy, Pisces is a little bit more like floating in the clouds, or even like just kind of floating in the clouds or like sleepy dreamtime energy. The like anything is possible. The like but there is this strong like belief that goes with Pisces energy, and I feel like this energy for this week is going to kind of bring in this lightness that maybe some of us have been needing after trudging through the darker Scorpio waters. So it kind of brings a little bit hope with it, but I do also feel like the Aquarius energy over the weekend kind of brought hope back to the surface a little bit. So starting off your week with Pisces dreamy energy might not be very productive. You might want to save your to-dos or heftier to-dos for later in the week. Because as we transition, like one of my favorite transitions is between Pisces and Aries, because it's like you get this chance to like float around and feel magical and kind of spacey and dreamy. But then I also like to get things done. And so when we transition into Aries, it's like, okay, we've dream we took a nap, we had some fun, and now we get to like get things done. So Aries season is the beginning of spring. So this is like this initiation. It is like, okay, you dove down deep into the Pisces waters, and now we can like come up to the surface into the sunlight. Aries is a fire sign, so it is good for like burning and releasing. But remember, we're like increasing with our waxing moon this week. So this is getting things done kind of energy. This a waxing Aries moon is what needs to be done, and or especially those things that like you need to get done really quickly. Like a lot of times I'll say it's like, one of those days where you have like you've got to get groceries, you've got to like you just, like, feel like you're running from, like, one store to the other, just, like, running around. This is very kind of like Aries energy. It's like, get all of those little tasks done because Aries can just, like, do things really quickly. So we'll have Aries energy all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and then kind of into we can't see it, uh, like, early afternoon Friday is when we start to transition. So, personally, for me, I'm going to like, I would plan all of my to-dos on Wednesday and Thursday. Get as much done as possible on Wednesday and Thursday, and then when we transition into Taurus on Friday, this will be any of those things that, like, maybe take a little bit longer because Taurus earth energy is that slow moving. It's still movement and it's still moving forward, it's still progress, but it's just slower. So anything that like you can't do really rapidly and quickly, Taurus is a good day to like get those things done, that the things that are a little bit more time consuming, because Taurus likes to take its time. It likes to feel comfortable while it doesn't like to be running around all crazy. Taurus likes to just like, okay, we're going to do this thing, we're going to do it right, and we're going to do it. We're going to take the time to do it. Taurus energy is going to be Friday and Saturday, and pretty late into the afternoon Sunday. Is we won't transition into Gemini until 7:40 p.m. Sunday. So, Taurus energy throughout the weekend. That might be if you have the weekends off, it might be a good time to just get those tasks done at home that like take a little bit longer, like raking up all the leaves in the yard or something like that. If you work on the weekends, it might be a good day to like bring your favorite snack, wear comfortable clothes, um, make yourself comfortable while you're still working and making progress on the things that you need to do. And then, so Sunday evening is when we move into Gemini, and that's going to bring the air element in here again. So we're having airy Sundays for the last few weeks. However, while Aquarius energy is really more about that like mental activity and kind of thinking of new ways of doing things or a new way of thinking or a new way of doing. Whereas Gemini is more of that like expression of it, that like whether that outspoken or written. So it's like Aquarius comes up with the new ideas and Gemini can like follow through with those ideas. Like how do we put this out into the world? Gemini is also a really playful sign. It's the summertime sign or one of the summertime signs. So maybe you can just have a little bit of fun, like jump into that pile of leaves that you raked up on Saturday. So to recap the week, so water days are kind of difficult to focus on things. So Monday and Tuesday, like if planning something that you don't really need to focus on for Monday and Tuesday, and then the things that you need to focus on can be carried out throughout the rest of the week. So we're starting off the week with water, then we're moving into fire. So that's going to help you like get things done and get things done like rapidly. Fire energy is very rapid, especially waxing. Fire energy is quick moving. And then we can slow down again on at the end of the week with Taurus and earth energy and that slow movement, like putting your feet on the ground, getting grounded, getting outside. It would be good to get outside with these like cooler days and getting some fresh air over the weekend. Okay, so our card for this week is cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune-up, and new beginnings. So this was the card that was really making me feel like this is Pisces plus Scorpio. So this is really navigating and using this water energy for cleansing and releasing, which I really just feel like this whole Scorpio moon cycle has been this cleansing and releasing. Water has been deeply associated with both physical and spiritual cleansing since ancient times. We use water to cleanse our day away as we bathe, and many of the world's faith traditions uses water as a means of spiritual purification, from immersion in holy rivers to baptisms and ritual baths. Pilgrims around the world journey to numerous sites for the healing and cleansing qualities of their waters. The water in the grounds of Japan's Hongu Senjin Taisha, a Shinto shrine at the foot of the sacred Mount Fuji, is seen as both deeply holy and self-purifying. Flowing from the melting snow at the volcano mountain summit, it forms washing pools that call people to them from near and far. Many believe that these pools are very mystical and powerful. Local legend says that the depth of the pool waters magically change according to the size of the person who enters them, adapting to the level of their submergence. Interesting. While visiting the healing water sites of the world is an incredible thing to do, we don't need to travel to experience the healing and cleansing power of water for ourselves. You probably already use water in this way, although perhaps not consciously. As you shower or bathe, or as you wash your hands, consider the water as you call on it to support you by washing away what's coming to an end or is no longer in alignment, leaving space for what you'd like to birth new. The soul inquiry for this card is what's no longer in alignment or coming to an end that you're ready to release. And I know we've been talking a lot about cleansing and releasing this whole month, and I think that's really significant because you might be thinking, but we just cleansed and released. We just had the eclipses that cleansed and released things that we didn't want to, and we have the whole waning moon cycle last month that we could cleanse and release. And it's just I think it's when we're dealing with, like, these deeper core issues, which I think the eclipses and Scorpio season has brought up, you have to, like, chisel away at these things. Like, it doesn't happen all at once because we'd get overwhelmed and we might regress and backtrack. So if okay, like, I've processed this amount of information, now I can cleanse and release that, and then that's gonna make room for more things to come to the surface, and then you cleanse and release that again, which again just, like, brings more to the surface, and then you cleanse and release again. It's like a never-ending cycle. Like, this isn't the only it's not like you just deal with one big issue, and that's the only big issue that you'll ever have in the rest of your life, and you're just gonna live happily ever after. We're constantly reintroduced to new obstacles, new challenges, and new things that need to be processed and transmuted or cleansed and released. So it's like a never-ending cycle, and you can never cleanse too much. Our chakra card for today is initiation. Spirit is initiating you to a new level of awareness now in preparation for the next cycle of your soul's development. You may have been sensing this transition in the form of agitation or restless sleep. The hard part is over now. Just relax in knowing that your development is being guided. Say your prayer and a blessing to express gratitude for how far you have come and set an intention for where you will go next. You are being acknowledged by Source at this time. So, this is a crown chakra card. The crystal is selenite and the herb is Palo Santo. So, speaking of smoke cleansing, you might want to cleanse with Palo Santo this week. And selenite, so you usually see selenite in these wands, and they're perfect for cleansing and releasing because you can just simply scan your body with this crystal and cleanse and release. Do be careful about getting your selenite in water though. Anyway, so I love this card for this week because it does feel like we've been going through an initiation. So this is a crown chakra card, and then our crystal for the week is a third eye card. So just starting off this week with the Pisces energy, I really do feel like this Pisces energy is kind of being carried throughout the week, or at least until I think we enter Sagittarius on the 23rd. So midweek is when we might be moving out of this third eye crown chakra energy. But anyway, so the crystal for this week is azurite, is a third eye chakra gemstone of psychic mastery, vision, and confidence. It's known as the priestess stone and was prized by Cleopatra, who believed it gave her psychic powers. Azurite cleanses the subconscious of emotionally charged thoughts and negative feelings. It transmutes any hidden limiting beliefs that prevent you from walking fully in your power. So I don't know what the heck happened to the color of this of this image here, but it is like a blue, like it is the third eye indigo color. But the affirmation is my vision is expanding and I am open to possibility. So, what happens when we cleanse and release everything is that there is this space and this emptiness to receive clearer messages and to be able to hear and understand your intuition a lot better. Another thing about it mentioning Cleopatra here is azurite glows with malachite, which she also was very well known for using the blue eyeliner that she used was usually lapis, which is also a very deep dark blue like azurite. And the green eyeliner that she used was the malachite, which is actually very dangerous because the powder the powder of malachite is I can't remember. It's very toxic, but it's only harmful if you're inhaling it or if you're ingesting it. And it's not going to disintegrate like the selenite is because it's a very hard crystal. You would have to grind it up or smash it with something to have those fine particles present. So it's the reason I bring up the malachite and this being called a priestess stone, which obviously has like feminine energy to it. Malachite is a divine feminine stone. So it's interesting that these two stones grow together and embody that divine feminine energy. And the reason I bring that up is because if we want to be open and receptive, that is a very feminine quality. Like the feminine energy is the bowl, and when your bowl is open and receptive and clear of debris, then you're able to fill it up with wisdom, with the things that spirit is trying to communicate with you, with whatever it is that you were needing to hear at this time. And it seems like we are all kind of needing to hear things at this time. That's why we cleanse and release. We're making room in our cup to receive. Feminine is receptive, whereas masculine is projective. I also wanted to point out about this chakra card because I feel like it relates to the transition from Scorpio water cleansing, releasing into the Sagittarius, where what is coming next? Like, what do we want to do with this emptiness? What do we want to fill this emptiness with? Where do we want to go? What do we want to see? I think it's interesting that this chakra card says, say a prayer and blessing to express gratitude for how far you have come and set an intention for where you will go next. Because that is what Sagittarius season and energy is about. Where are we going to go next year? And taking a look back at where have we been and where do we want to go? So that is the moon energy for the week of November 20th through the 26th. I hope you have a wonderful, dreamy, watery, intuitive, and cleansing week, and that you're ready to enter Sagittarius season. You're ready to reflect on this year and get ready for next year. And speaking of next year, my plan is to have the planner ready to order on the full moon in Gemini, which is next week, next Monday. So make sure you're joining our Discord because that's always just where I post things first. And then if I find the time to post on social media, I will. But that's the first and best place to find up to date information about what's going on. And like I said, we do have a lot of community events coming up, but the biggest thing that's coming up is, of course, the release of the 2024 planner. And especially if you are a Twitch subscriber or if you are a Ko-fi member, there's going to be a special discount code for you guys. There's also going to be, because we're only doing the print on demand option this year, there's going to be a separate package. Well, there's going to be multiple packages that you can get to go along with the planner, which is like the tabs and the stickers and the candles and the birth chart overview. There's going to be the birthday moon tarot readings, and they're going to be limited quantity because it it took me so long to get through them last year. Those are going to be limited quantity, so make sure you're following on everything, subscribe to everything, so that you're a member of Discord, so that because it's going to be first come first serve. But I can't wait to dive into 2024 with you. So thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you on the other side of the looking glass. Feminine is, whoops, feminine is, oh no, God damn it.